everyone, welcome to a brand new Hangout right here on Night Owl Video. As you can see, everything in my life is upside down right now. I'm trying to get organized, but I didn't do a Hangout video with you last week. I apologize for that, but I just wasn't feeling it. But I'm back this week. Because it's been a couple of weeks, I do have some thrifting items, which you saw at the very beginning. And we'll be talking about some other things. So if you're new here, warm beverage of your choice, or a cold beverage, or no beverage. And just hang out with me for a little bit. We'll be talking about movies, talking about music. Actually, we even got a few books in my thrifting haul this time. So, and I also got a collectible sort of figurine to show you as well. So, big week here at Night Owl Video. But yeah, and we'll also be talking about upcoming new releases this week, and there is one that I'm actually going to be going for the first time in a long time, going to get a new release movie on Tuesday, hopefully, if my local stupid Walmart actually decides to do the restocking, which they oftentimes don't on new release days, which is really annoying. But there is a movie coming out this week. I'm sure some of you can probably guess what that is. It is a horror movie that came out in the winter, directed by one Mr. Sam Raimi. So I will be going to check that out. Let's see. So it'll be April the 21st, I believe. So I'll also be mentioning some of the other new releases coming out on Tuesday, April the 21st. So without further ado, let's jump into what I picked up this past 2 weeks, actually. And I did get some stuff, surprisingly. The first thing I found at Value Village, it's a CD by an artist named, I believe it's pronounced Ivor. This is an album called Slor, S-L-O-R. I didn't look to see what year it came out, but and I've only listened to 2 tracks so far, but it was cool. It's kind of like, this artist has done lots of different styles of music, I gather. But it was still sealed, and it was $1.99. I thought, I'll take a gamble on that. It looks like it could be interesting. And yeah, like I said, I've only listened to 2 tracks so far. It was like a really, how would I say it? Like a old sounding drum machine, like a 808 kind of a thing. Or even maybe pre that. Very like low tech sounding drum machine type thing, and then very kind of cool instruments over that, and then this person's voice is just really haunting. So I'm really looking forward to doing a deeper dive on that. Like I said, I've only heard a few tracks, but I am impressed with it so far, and glad I decided to take a gamble on it. Another gamble I made was at a store called Amigos, which is a thrift store located in Windsor, Nova Scotia. And I picked up, this was also factory sealed. It's called, I believe the band is called Culture, and the album's called Two Sevens Clash. And this is a reggae CD. And I don't know a lot about this. In fact, I was done looking at the CDs, and this one was like this way, and I could see the plastic, and I was like, I wonder what that is, and I pulled it out, and then I looked it up online, and it turned out to be like a cool old reggae album, and this is like a deluxe edition. It's got 2 discs, and I guess it must have some remixes or redos or something. This is from 2017 from VP Music Group, and again, I don't know anything about it, but the first track is called Calling Rasta for I, and I was like, okay, it's clearly probably going to be some reggae, and I looked it up, and it gets really good reviews, and I have not listened to this yet, but yeah, decided to grab it. It was $1, so, factory sealed for $1. Not bad. Then I went to a vintage flea market yesterday at a local arena, and I have to give a shout out to a couple of folks who run a business called Curated Sounds, I think it is, out of Wolfville, Nova Scotia. And they have a huge collection of vinyl and CDs. And they've been at the last few vintage thrift shows that I've gone to, and they always have really good stuff. I'm looking for CDs. They do have a lot of vinyl, and they seem like they'd be like, if you're looking for something, they'll keep their eye out. But I found 4 CDs, which was pretty cool. No, 5 actually, I think. The first one I found, which they did, it was $20, and it did have a sticker on it that said rare, and I believe them. And that's the Cramps Bad Music for Bad People, which is one I did not have in my collection. I don't think I've ever actually owned this album. I had some Cramps vinyl back when I was a youngster. I'm still specifically looking for songs the Lord taught us, but this is a great album. It's got a lot of my favorites on it. Garbage Man, New Kind of Kick, which I think are off of that album, the aforementioned. She Said, Goo Goo Muck, Human Fly, which I did a cover of in my old music project. So yeah, really, really cool. I've listened to most of this in the car, rolled the windows down. It was a really nice day yesterday. I picked this up at the flea market, rolled the windows down, I had my coffee, blasted this on the stereo, and it was just like I was 15 or 16 all over again. Totally in another direction, I also found the Yes album Drama. This is the expanded, remastered. I'm trying to remember what year this album was from, and I'm not too sure. But it does have 16 tracks on it, and I did have the vinyl of this last year, and I quite liked it, actually. I didn't know what to expect, because I think this was kind of like maybe later 70s, if I'm not mistaken. But I did decide to grab it, and apparently they say, uh-oh. So yeah, I just picked this up yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I do like Yes, and like I said, I listened to this. I picked up the vinyl cheap last year, and then when I did my big vinyl purge, I've been looking to replace some of those albums on CD, and I was lucky enough to find Yes, Drama. Great album artwork again by Roger Dean. If you've never checked out his artwork, I recommend it. He does really cool artwork. Yeah, Yes, Drama. I also picked up, this is another one which was a replacement from my vinyl that I lost. This is The Who Sings My Generation. And this is an early album by The Who, 1966 it looks like. There's the tracks if you want to freeze frame. So yeah, I'm just looking to replace some of my early, I had this on it was like a double album. It was this, and I think Pinball Wizard was like a double vinyl album. But I saw this yesterday. I was like, I gotta grab that. Love some old. Early Who is my favorite. This one I picked up for $20 as well, but this one was brand new, factory sealed, and that's Bad Brains. This is, I guess they reissued this on Bad Brains Records from 2021. It's the reissue. But yeah, didn't have this. I had one I had on vinyl and was happy to replace it on CD. It has some liner notes. Great. Always enjoyed the Bad Brains, especially like the early stuff. Although I did like the later 80s. The Quickness album was one of my favorites when I was volunteering at campus radio. What was that song they had? Soulcraft. I love that tune. And then the last one I got from Curated Sounds, which I think you can find them on, or you can find them on Instagram. I also picked up Ice-T Original Gangster. I'm not a super big hip-hop head, but this is one I did have on cassette when I was a teenager working at the record store, and I did really like this album. So Home of the Body Bag, New Jack Hustler's on here, OG Original Gangster, of course, Midnight. There's a track called Body Count, which of course, as some of you know, became the name of his band. And Street Killer. Man, there's so many good songs on this. This, I believe, was from I want to say 1990 or 91. Yep, so long before he was on Law and Order, he was a gangster rapper, and this is the original gangster. This is the OG. And yeah, like again, I wasn't really. I like some hip hop. I like the earlier stuff particularly, but this came out when I was working at A&A Records and Tapes, and I heard it, and I just really liked it. Yeah. So like Ice-T, Public Enemy, Ice Cube a little bit, and then later I got like more into like the sort of like the softer, like the Roots and Fugees and stuff like that. But I still have a soft spot for some of that like late 80s, early 90s stuff. Moving on to the movies, this is an upgrade for me from DVD to Blu-ray. I picked it up for $2. I got a really nice copy of Ex Machina. This was directed by Alex Garland, and I think, what's his name? I thought somebody else was on here. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. I thought there was another guy that was working on this, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I do currently have this on DVD, but I found this really nice slipcase. It's like embossed, kind of cool. Shiny bits on it. Who can resist a shiny bits slipcover? Ex Machina. And you can see it still has the old Walmart tagger on it. I do really, really like this movie. Very, very creepy. And like I said, I have it on DVD, but I'll upgrade it in this case to Blu-ray, and I'm sure it's going to look stunning in high def. This is Oscar Isaac from the newer Star Wars films, and Alicia Vikander. Yeah, cool. Let me know if you've seen that movie, what you thought of it. I thought it was really well done, and I thought the CGI on the robot lady was really cool. Kind of inspires me to do some drawing, maybe. And then this was a mistake. I also paid only $2, so it's not a tragic mistake, but I bought a movie that I already owned. Yes, it does happen sometimes. I thought I only had this on DVD, so I thought, I'll upgrade that to Blu-ray. And then when I got home, I realized I already have it on Blu-ray. Although mine doesn't have this snazzy slipcover, so I'll just move my other copy along to the charity shop or whatever. And there's still whoever bought it left the receipt inside. Let's see when this was purchased. Are you like me? Do you like to look at old receipts and see? This was purchased at Walmart. And it cost them $24.96. And whoever this was bought this Blu-ray on April the 19th of 2016. They also bought some Alpo dog food and some Bosc pears and some Hall's lozenges and some barbecued something. They got Vienna sausage too. And they got yogurt-covered raisins. So anyway, some of my old DVDs that I bought like way back in the day, I did used to tuck the receipts in for some weird reason. I guess I just like to remember. Somebody I was seeing about 10 years ago told me that I was overly sentimental. And you know what I said? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with being sentimental. But yeah, great film if you've never seen The Revenant with Leo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. And I'm not going to say the director's name because I'll probably butcher it. But yeah, this was Leonardo DiCaprio actually won Best Actor. And the Alejandro G. Inarritu is the director. He also won Best Director for this. And this includes a world unseen documentary. I heard this movie's not historically accurate, but it's a really good movie. If you like the kind of like Western revenge type old-timey revenge type thing. For one whole Canadian dollar, I also picked up Get Smart Season 1. I bought this at a local SPCA thrift store, so I like the money goes to helping the SPCA. And I've seen this DVD in the wild a few times, but it's usually been like $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. This was $1, and it's in really nice condition. The cover's got that really nice glossy bit on it. Show you the inside. So yeah, as a kid, like, I loved this show. I grew up watching this show in the 70s. So I just picked it up. It's $1. It's $1. And I'll throw it on and see if I still like it all these years later. I probably will. I actually kind of confided in my friend Tracy that I had a bit of a crush on Agent 99, but in later years, I was like, maybe I don't have a crush on Agent 99. Maybe I want to be Agent 99, because I just thought she was really cool and bitchin'. But yeah, I love this show. It's like silly James Bond, I guess you would say, like bumbling secret agent kind of thing. Phone in the shoe, the heel of the shoe kind of thing. Quite cheesy, but really, really fun. Another one that I actually upgraded, and I got in this cool green case, The Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton in it. This I have on DVD and decided to upgrade to Blu-ray. And I also was, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, I like the green case. It's so dumb, but yeah, I had it on DVD and figured it would probably look nice in high def as well. And upgrade when I can if it's cheap. This is Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, and William Hurt. And I like this better than the 2003 Hulk, which was done by that guy that did the Ice Storm, Ang Lee. I like this one better. The effects were a bit better. But yeah, I thought Edward Norton was better as Bruce Banner. And then I also got, I didn't have this in my collection yet, but I did grab it. This is X-Men Dark Phoenix, and I got it on 4K for $4, so, pretty good deal. I think this was this the last X-Men, or is there another one after this? But yeah, I've only seen this once. Don't know if I think I like it quite all right. I enjoy the X-Men movies quite a bit, so figured for $4, why not? And I don't know, I think this might complete my X-Men disc physical media collection, but it has the Blu-ray and the 4K. Interested to see what it looks like on 4K. I don't think this movie got great reviews. I can't really remember a lot about it, but I am, usually when I do like an X-Men, I'll do like a marathon. So kind of excited to maybe do that in the upcoming weeks. And then the final movie I got is a 4-movie collection. I also got this for $1 Canadian. So a pretty good deal. Each movie cost me 25 cents. This is a horror movie. This is an MGM horror movie collection. And this has Last House on the Left, the remake of Amityville Horror, the House on Carroll Street, and The House of Evil. Oh no, The House Where Evil Dwells, sorry. I know the remake of Amityville is not very good. I've seen Last House on the Left, but I can't remember if I still have that or not. But it was $1, and I've never seen these two bottom movies, so I figured for $1 I would bring it home and check it out. So let me know if any of those movies are ones you've seen and if you like them. The House Where Evil Dwells is from 1982, and The House on Carroll Street is from 1988. So, 2 80s horror movies that I've never seen. Although I did look at the trailer for House on Carroll Street, and it looks more like a thriller, actually. But yeah, I've never seen this collection before, so. And it's probably since the DVD came out for the remake of Amityville Horror that I've actually seen that, so I might rewatch it and just see if my feelings have changed over the years. Gonna have a little drink. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. I'm still getting settled in my new digs here, and as you can see, my CD collection is all out of whack, so I'm trying to genre-tize and alphabetize and organize. So working on that. And then, surprisingly, I got 3 books, although one I'm going to probably give to my son. But I did pick up this really nice copy of The Hobbit from Tolkien. This is a 1975 edition, and it's in pretty good condition. And the reason I bought it, I already have The Hobbit, the book, but this has illustrations from Tolkien inside, and I do really like his artwork. So I decided to grab this. It was only $2, and actually this also has some color plates in it as well. I don't know if this book is worth any money, but I did grab it mostly for the artwork because, like I said, I already have the book and I've already read it. But the artwork is really cool, and it's sometimes I'll pick these books up for the artwork so I can get inspired for my own drawings. And then whoever dropped that off to the thrift store dropped off a bunch of other Tolkien books, including the obvious Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion, but there were also some weird ones that I've never seen before. And this is a book called Farmer Giles of Ham. And I don't know how rare this one is, but it's old. It's embellished by Pauline Rains. And guys, my artwork, if some of you have seen it, some of you may not have, but I tend to draw in a very like kind of folk art, but it's like fantasy. So whenever I can find like cool old artwork like that, simple kind of fantasy artwork, I like to grab them because it also inspires me. And this book has lots of drawings throughout. Some like, let's see if I can find some cool ones. Well, there's these little black and white line drawings, which are kind of cool. I think there might be some color ones in here. I can't remember now. But yeah, I didn't know. It's a very short book. See, there's another. Now, these aren't done by Tolkien. These are done by, I assume, Pauline Rains. But yeah, I just like the look of this book. And again, it was $2, so decided to bring it home. And, maybe some of the artwork will inspire me to do some of my own. That's kind of cool, that black and white one there. The cave or whatever with the eyes looking out. Very cool. And then, of course, the cover opens up to have like a full picture. So that was another book that I picked up. And I don't remember if I looked to see what year this is from. This is from 1976. So 1 year after that Hobbit that I just showed you. So kind of cool. Let me know if you're familiar with that book or if it's one you like. And then this one I also picked up for $1, which I'll probably give to my son because he really likes this particular comic book. And this retails for 45 Canadian dollars. I got it for $1. It's Guardians of the Galaxy Road to Annihilation. There's a little dingy there. It got a little ripped, but otherwise it's in pretty good condition. And it's like a really big graphic novel. So I'll probably flip through it for my own enjoyment, and then I will probably hand that on to him. Because like I said, he likes graphic novels, and I think he likes the Guardians of the Galaxy movies quite a bit, so we will do that. So that's everything I picked up. My watches this past week, last weekend I did a really deep dive, finally. I bought this a couple of years ago, I think, and I finally did like a deep dive on this. This is the Anchor Bay Collector's Edition of Dawn of the Dead, which I think I've showed off on my channel before, but this was the first time I actually like sat down and kind of did a deep dive. So I watched the original, I think I watched the original theatrical edition or version. Yeah, the US theatrical version, and I also watched the European version, which is, I believe it was Fulci that re-edited the movie for European audiences, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Let's see here. It does not say. That's weird. Oh, Argento, maybe. Maybe I was mixed up. Anyway, I watched a couple different versions of the film, and I also watched the documentaries, which were quite cool. There's like that's like the floor plan for all of the discs. So it shows you all of the info. Claudio Argento. Okay, I was mistaken. So it's Argento. But yeah, this was a nice version of this film. There's the chapter list with the old theatrical artwork, and then on the inside there's also a very tiny little graphic novel, which is cool, which I flipped through. Yeah, I didn't find there was much difference between the U.S. theatrical and the European, except there was like obviously some bits were cut out and stuff, and but I didn't find a great difference in it. But the documentaries were really good. See, I can tell you. The documentaries, there's one called The Dead Will Walk, which had like Argento and some of the actors, David MG, Kevin Forey, Romero's in there. Then I watched a thing called Roy Funke's Document of the Dead, the original documentary film during the making of the film. And then there's On-Set Home Movies with one of the zombie extras. And there's a tour of the Monroeville Mall with Ken Forey as well. So I did watch pretty much all of the special features, which were, like I said, I bought this a few years back, and I've been meaning to really sit down, and I think it was kind of a rainy weekend last weekend, so I finally did a bit of a deep dive on that. So let me know if you've watched any of those. This is a really nice set. I did pay $40 for this, which some people were laughing at me when I first got it, saying, "Oh, I see this at my thrift store all the time for $1." And I'm like, well, I don't know where you live, but obviously I've got to move there, because I literally have never seen this in the wild. I found this at Taz Records in Halifax, and it was expensive, but I wanted it in my collection, so I just decided to buy it with some of my store credit, and I really don't care that you can see it all the time and buy it for $1, whoever that person was. Yeah, really happy to have this in my collection. And I just mentioned I did pick up pre-ordered the Day of the Dead 4K, which is coming out in June, so I'm really excited for that. And yeah, Dawn of the Dead's one of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite zombie movies, if not my favorite. I do actually really like the remake that Zack Snyder did, but you can't beat the original. The zombies just look so weird with that purple skin, and the gore in it is just unbelievably good. And then I also watched The Guest, or rewatched The Guest, with Dan Stevens and Micah Monroe. This is from the creator of You're Next. If you've never seen this movie, highly recommend it, The Guest. It was directed by Adam Wingard, and it is it's like well, I don't want to give it away. If I described it, I'd probably be giving it away, but suffice to say, this guy arrives on their doorstep, and you can see he's holding a gun, and some bad stuff goes down. But it's really good. It has a really excellent sort of synth wave soundtrack for those people who enjoy that kind of thing. And it's got is it set at Halloween, but there's like a Halloween dance at a high school at the end. So it definitely gives you those kind of autumn vibes. So this would be a great one if you've never seen it. Wait until October and pop this one on. It's not a straight horror movie. It's more of a thriller, but it does have some pretty intense scenes in it, and highly recommend it. I meant to look this movie up because I think somebody recommended a movie to me a while back. Let me see if I can find it here. So I had two films I recorded on the PVR. We get these channels. They're like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s movies. And we have, my sister has subscriptions to them. So I take advantage of them because they're uncut. So I watched a film called I Like Movies. And I think one of my viewers recommended that movie to me. I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but this was a film from 2022 directed by somebody named Chandler Levac. And it's about a kid who works at a video store. I mean, that's the simplified version, but um, a young boy who works at a video store, and he has kind of a complicated relationship with his mother, who's a single parent, and he has a weird relationship with his boss at work. I think he kind of has a crush on her, and he's probably on the spectrum. He's struggles a little bit with anxiety and just social awkwardness. But it's a really, really wonderful movie. It's a Canadian movie, and the soundtrack is by a person named Murray Lightburn, who was in the band The Deers, or maybe he's still in that band, which was a band I liked back in the early 2000s. But yeah, this movie's really great. It's put out by Mongrel Media in March of 2023. And so if you're in Canada and you have those 70s, 80s, I forget what they're called, they're like, they play movies like just constantly 24 hours a day. And they're uncut. And this movie was really, really sweet. So whoever recommended that to me, thank you for that. Because I did record it on the PVR. I did watch it the other night. And I wasn't sure at first, but it was one of those movies where as it went along, I just fell head over heels for it. It was so sweet and so relatable. Like I worked at video stores when I was in my 20s and 30s. And it just had that, it gave me it looks like a Blockbuster kind of video store. And they do a lot of that cheesy SHIT that Blockbuster used to do with their employees, like upselling and all that. And the kid's just like, I just can't do that. He's very honest. But yeah, it's really sweet. And he wants to be a filmmaker and he wants to go to NYU, I think. But he has to settle for Carleton. And, it's a really, really kind of a nice movie. It's very independent. It's got a very independent look, but it's really, really good. It said the film was filmed in the Greater Toronto area under COVID response mandates, and the film achieved remarkable production values. The full interior sets for the fictional Sequels video store, which was the name of the store, was fitted with props obtained from an actual Blockbuster store in Owen Sound, Ontario. So, yeah, and this movie has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, if you've never seen it and you're looking for a really great Canadian indie sort of drama with ties to physical media and movies, then you probably will really like this movie. I thought it was really, really nice. And again, thank you to whoever recommended that. And then I also rewatched Crimson Peak, which is a film from Guillermo del Toro. This was a romantic gothic kind of film from 2015, which had Tom Hiddleston in it. I actually bought the DVD back in the day, and I didn't like it. But upon a rewatch, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's a movie I'll probably watch again. Maybe I'd watch it one more time. I don't know. It's quite well done. The sets and everything are fantastic. It kind of makes me want to give Frankenstein another chance. But yeah, Crimson Peak, if you like that kind of Victorian Gothic kind of spookiness, set in an old manor, and there's spirits roaming and all kinds of spookiness. There actually was one part where I was telling my mom that sometimes I stick my feet out from under the covers when I'm in bed watching movies. And there was a scene in that movie with a red face in a closet. I actually pulled my leg back under the covers. It scared me that bad. So it was quite spooky, quite atmospheric. So if it's definitely not my favorite Del Toro film, but it had some moments in it. So if you like that kind of thing, I would recommend that. And then the toy collectible thing that I got is this a legit? No, this is from Playmates, Toho Company, 2020. I got this cool, I believe this is Space Godzilla, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I found this at Value Village for $5, and I was like, you know what? That would look really cool on the shelf. Even though I previously had 2 Godzilla collectibles, and I did sell them, not for really any profit, but I kind of missed them. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get that, pop it on my shelf. Really great articulation on it. Like you can move the feet and the legs and everything. Yeah, he's kind of cool. I like Godzilla. I'm not like, I'm not one of those like freaking out over Godzilla stuff, but I do enjoy me some Godzilla. So decided to put that on my shelf with my movies, and it looks pretty cool. And that's everything I watched. I kind of forgot to bring my CDs with me, but I've mostly been listening to those two Trojan Records comps that I got, the Reggae Meets Kung Fu and the Best of Dub, both put out by Trojan Records, which I picked up in recent thrifting hauls. Those have basically been on my car stereo and my inside stereo for the last couple of weeks. So, and I did listen to the Cramps this morning, and it was a-okay in my books. I hope everyone's doing good so far. I hope you're enjoying this video. Let me know in the comments below if any of the things I picked up or talked about were things you're passionate about. Now, as I do every week, talk about the upcoming physical media releases. I actually should go back a week, right? Because I missed last week. Let's just see if there was anything of note from last week. Last week, we saw Monty Python's Life of Brian get the... Is that a 4K or a Blu-ray? That was a 4K, yeah. Life of Brian. So if you're a Monty Python fan, that came out. The Phantom with Billy Zane also came out on 4K. Runaway Train also got the 4K treatment. Trouble in Paradise got a 4K. Remo Williams, The Adventure Continues, got a 4K. Death Ship got a 4K. That's a movie I've never actually seen, but it did come up recently because it was getting re-released, so I thought I should check that out at some point. You can also get The Phantom, Remo Williams, and Death Ship on just regular Blu-ray edition as well. Let's see here. So this coming week, I will be sort of spoiling what I'm going to be picking up, but Send Help is coming out on 4K Blu-ray and DVD, and that is one I definitely want to pick up on Blu-ray. Point Blank with Lee Marvin is coming out on 4K from 1967. That's a Criterion release, so that's going to be really nice. Actually, you know what? No, I don't think I'll grab it, but 28 years later, The Bone Temple from this year is coming out on 4K Blu-ray and DVD as well. Sleepers is getting the 4K Steelbook edition. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die from last year is coming out on 4K. I did not see that movie. I heard kind of mixed things about it. That's coming out from Universal, and that is directed by Gore Verbinski, who also did the Ring from 2002, as well as Pirates of the Caribbean. The Ninth Gate is coming out on a 4K Steelbook. That is a Johnny Depp film, which was directed by the somewhat contentious Roman Polanski. That's actually a really good movie. It's from 1999. I actually kind of like that movie. I would not get the 4K, but it is a cool movie. Stone Cold is getting a 4K treatment from 1991. Die My Love is coming out on 4K from Mubi Entertainment, who put out The Substance a year or two back. And I think it was my son that actually recommended Die My Love. That has Jennifer Lawrence in it. And I do kind of want to see that. I'm definitely not going to be buying all these on day one. I'm definitely going to get Send Help, but 28 years later, Bone Temple, I would kind of like to see that one. I've heard really great things about it, and I did like 28 Years Later from last year, and Die My Love. I do like Jennifer Lawrence, so probably check that out at some point. The Eye is the J-horror film from 2002 is coming out on 4K from Arrow. Let's see. What else is coming out? Primate from last year is coming out on physical media. Let's see if there's anything else here. Strangers Chapter 3 is coming out on Blu-ray. I did not hear good things about that. Christie is coming out on Blu-ray from Sydney Sweeney. There's a double feature of The Crawling Hand and The Slime People coming out on Blu-ray. There's a whole bunch of catalog titles, which I'm not going to bore you with. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out this week, but mostly I'm in for Send Help, because I did not see that in the theater, and I definitely want to see that. So let me know if there's any films in there that I mentioned that you are interested in seeing or picking up, or just waiting for streaming. I think the 28 Years Later, I'll probably wait for streaming. But I will definitely be picking up Send Help. And I don't know about that Jennifer Lawrence movie, but I might wait for it to go to streaming and see if I like it. And if I do, I'll grab the Blu-ray. Die My Love is the film. So anyway, guys, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, if any of these films are your favorites, if any of that music is your favorites. And take good care of yourselves, your friends, your family, your community. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. But until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.